Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Shelly. I am a third grade. What grade do I teach? There's been so many. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly. I'm a second grade teacher in Northern California. If you are brand new here, this is my first year in second grade. I went from third to sixth, now I'm in second. And on top of that, we are distance learning. So I thought today would be a good day to do a day in the life of a distance teacher to kind of get you up to speed on how I'm feeling, things that I'm doing, just all the things. Hopefully I can give you some ideas as to things you can do in your own classroom, and you can share down below things you're doing in your classroom so we can help each other out. So I am going to just jump right into the day. I always like to start a vlog by telling you kind of what I want to talk about throughout the vlog. So the first thing I want to do is kind of show you my current setup as far as distance learning goes. I'll walk you through the day. Then I kind of want to sit down and just have like an honest conversation and reflection about how I am feeling about distance learning. I feel like a lot of teachers are in the same boat and feeling the same way, and people aren't talking about it, and I don't like that. So I'm going to share with you my honest feelings about distance learning. And then I have this massive to-do list over here on my board that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to prep some stuff for the weeks to come, and I will take you along that whole journey and kind of show you what we're doing in all of the subject areas. So I have my first Zoom at 9 o'clock. It is 8:34. So I have to kind of set up my area. So I'm going to do that. And then I want to show you kind of how I have everything laid out right now. Okay, so this is currently where I am doing distance learning. I have my little whiteboard here. Now, several of you and my friend Darren have told me, why don't I use my Apple TV as a monitor, which is on my list of things to try and figure out. Ideally, I could flip this whole setup around. So like I would be teaching this way, and then I could have all my kids big on my TV screen, and then have this to like have all my PowerPoints and everything on. So that is literally on my list of things to do. So I will try and tackle that. But for now, this is kind of how I have everything set up. So when I get in, I have like my attendance and team points and everything over here, which actually I'm going to try and not forget to talk to you about team points because it's really helping. And then I have my set up here. So there's our little Zoom, hello. And then I have my doc camera and then all the things that I'm going to need. So like for math, we're doing our spiral review, which I've showed you. We were talking about odd and even numbers. So I just made these little quick notes because I'm like really bored with the math book. That's not normally how I would teach. So I'm trying to like make myself and the kids a little bit more engaged by just creating something easy that doesn't take me a long time. Anyway, that's for another segment. So all my stuff is here. I have my equity sticks, and then I have all the things that I will possibly need. And then I have this big rolling whiteboard from National Business Furniture, and then my anchor charts. So yesterday we made this anchor chart, odd or even, and we went through all of our digits 0 through 9 and proved whether they were odd or even by matching them up. And if there was obviously, you know how that works. So today we're going to talk about this part here, which is what I made my little notes over here for. Okay. So then the next thing I'm going to show you is this fancy light that I just recently got. So this is the Lume Cube. Okay, I'm going to try and figure out how to do this so you can still see my face. So this thing's really, really super cool because it just suctions on to the back of your laptop. Like it comes on and off so easily, so I can just take it off my laptop when I go home and then suction it on in the morning. And it makes me so much brighter for the kids. So let me see if I can show you like a before and after. One second. Okay, so this is before I have the light, and then all I have to do is hold this little button. And then I get so much brighter. The kids can see this a lot more clearly. They can see me a lot more clearly. So I have been loving this Lume Cube. I will have all of that information linked down below. Like I said, it's just super small, compact. It's nothing super high tech and fancy, but it does the job. It does everything that I needed it to. And I'm really, really, really excited about this. There, I just closed my Zoom so you could actually see it. So yeah, I have been really, really loving this. I think it's only like $60 or $70. Like I said, I will link it down below. They also have a bunch of other different lights. So if like this isn't heavy duty enough for you, they have a lot of other things on their website. So this is my current setup. This is what I look at every single day. And speaking of, my day is about to start. So I need to put you guys down. I need to hop on my first Zoom. I have everything that I need. So the first thing I do is we do morning meeting, and then I teach math whole group. And then anyone who is struggling or needs to stay, I keep in like a little small math group at the end. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're doing odd and even. And then I will touch base with you afterwards. I do plan with my team at 11 o'clock on Tuesdays. I don't want to take you to our whole planning session, but I will show you our planner after we plan. So this Zoom ends around 10. And then I will show you my to-do list, talk about the afternoon a little bit, do some reflecting, show you what I planned, and we'll see where the day leads. Okay, I gotta go. I will see you soon. Hello, so we just finished our math Zoom and I kind of showed you what we were doing. We were doing odd and even. Part of why I'm hating distance learning is because I have to like teach how I normally wouldn't teach, right? Like I have to teach from the book and I feel like a presenter and I hate that. So I kind of want to walk through how I'm at least getting them to buy in a little bit. We do a lot of whiteboard work. It's the one way I can somewhat see what they're understanding. And so part of that is through our team points. So I have 5 teams, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I don't know what the colors are, but each kid is in a team. So it's kind of like having a houses, right? So when kids answer questions correctly, or they have their materials ready, or they show up on time, they earn money for their team. So nickels, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, dollars, and they can earn money for their team. And on Friday, we count up all the money and that team wins. And they don't really win anything right now. They just get excited to win. And it's good because money is obviously a second grade standard. So I'm front loading coins and all that stuff. So that's been a way I found to engage them a little bit more, to get them to buy in, to get them to share. Because another reason I hate distance learning is because the kids are so quiet, they can't talk. And this is just a little thing that I'm doing to try and get them to be less shy and more inclined to share. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, I'm gonna show you my to-do list, and then I am going to just chat with you for a little bit, and then I'm teaching an art lesson, which I'll show you, and then I have ELA in the afternoon. So let me show you this to-do list. I should say that every Monday I walk in and I make a to-do list for the week, and it constantly grows, but it just helps me start my week and dump everything out of my head. So let me show you. So some of these are classroom things. Most of these are like instructional things. So finish library labels, that's probably not even gonna be started because I don't wanna do it. Finalize reading groups. This is something I did yesterday. So I finished my reading groups. I have the kids leveled and they are ready to go. I have the kids recording themselves on RazKids, which is awesome. It's the only way that I've found that I can do a running record. I don't know how accurate it is because I don't know if they're reading it beforehand, but I can at least listen to them read. I need to check their journal writing so I can make a list of instructional points. I have the kids writing 3 days a week and they take a picture of their writing and upload it in Google Classroom. So I just want to quickly skim through those so I can see what I really need to hit on in our shared rights. Look at our writing unit 1. So yesterday I pulled out writing 1 and I pulled some things that I'm going to give them for our next supply drop-off day, which I'll show you in just a minute. Print staple readers for supply day. I started doing this, but I have 3 other reading groups that I need to do this for. Again, I will show you in a minute. I also need to get science materials ready, Halloween projects ready for that same drop-off day. I need to make anchor charts and slides, kind of like what I showed you for odd and even for unit 2. Laminate and hang numbers. I did this morning. I can check that off. Finish the library bulletin board I need to do and plan next week. Okay, so I think I've mentioned before that once a month we are allowed to collect materials from the kids and then send them home with more stuff, which is making it a little bit more doable because I can give them physical materials, and in second grade they need those hard copies. So I want to show you kind of what I'm gathering for this next drop-off in October. So I've showed you the writing units that we're using for second grade. They're from Learning at the Primary Pond on TPT. So her first unit is just getting to know the writers, talking about the writing process, and producing our first piece of writing. So we're giving them our writing survey. We've been doing shared rights, but nothing like super focused. Things they can write about. So this is more of like a writer's workshop model. Story planner, I'm going to give them multiple copies of these so we can practice beginning, middle, and end. And then they're getting spelling strategies. Oops, that's the same thing. Sentence editing, so when we talk about editing our writing, this is what we'll use, and then an actual editing checklist and a revision checklist here. So this is the packet for writing that we're going to give them. And then I will probably try and pull some other graphic organizers and or just some for myself, so when I model it, they have something to look at. So that's what we're pulling for writing. It's hard to find time to teach all of the things, which is another reason this is driving me nuts. But that's what I pulled. So now let me show you what I'm doing for my reading groups. I mentioned before that I bought all of these guided reading units from TPT. I will link them down below. I spent days prepping these binders, but it's proving to be totally worth it because as I prepped this, it was really, really easy. So this is for one of my groups. I'm starting them on level D. So these are some of my lower kids, but that's all right. So they're getting 4 different little readers, and with each reader are the activities that go with it. So they're getting 4 weeks worth of guided reading. So each kid is getting one of these full packets. So I've prepped this for one of my groups. I have to prep 3 more of these for my other groups. So I'll have an F group, an L group, and a I group. So that's something that I need to do today. We also want to pull some science materials, and we want to think about what we're going to do for Halloween because we're not going to be able to drop anything off until after Halloween. So we're trying to figure out what projects we want to do, and I will fill you in future vlogs when we decide what that is. But it's on my list of things I need to do. So that is kind of where we're at in terms of getting ready for the next month. You really have to think ahead and prep ahead more so than if we were in the classroom. So that's where we're at. Okay, I had to sit down for this next part because I told you I was going to chat with you about distance learning and kind of spill because I love the community that I've built on here, that we've built. You guys have always been there for me when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm pregnant, and when I'm all the things. So I'm not as positive as I normally am, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay to be real and transparent with you. I am 95% of the time a very positive, happy teacher, but this situation has me feeling all sorts of ways, and I know I'm not the only one. I've cried. I have been angry. I am sad, all the things that I'm feeling, and they're all valid. So long story short, I don't like distance teaching. I love my job. I love making lessons engaging for the kids and really feeling like I'm having a positive impact on their lives. And I genuinely feel like with distance learning, I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to do what I love for a couple of reasons. The first is I am only face-to-face with them for about 2 hours a day. I don't feel like in 2 hours time I can do all the things that I want to do with them. That being said, I feel like most of those 2 hours I am presenting information because I am trying to give them as much as I can in those 2 hours, which takes away all the other really important learning pieces like the collaborating and the turn-in talks and the kids sharing, and they're not sharing because they don't want to speak in front of the camera. And I hate that. I feel like I am a presenter and I don't want to be a college professor. I don't want to teach online classes. This isn't what I signed up for. And I know this is just the circumstance that we are in. Please don't come at me in the comments and say this is temporary, et cetera, et cetera. I know that. I know that with all my heart. We will be back. However, this is how I am feeling, so I just want to be transparent with you. That has been the biggest blow for me, which is feeling like I can't give my kids everything that I want to give them. And the second piece to that is I probably could be spending hours and hours and hours prepping and thinking and creating all of these crazy virtual activities and lessons. However, I have a new baby at home and I'm really trying to find a balance between work and home. I have created some things, like you saw this morning, that I'm trying to implement to make things more engaging. I have created little games and things, but to the extent that I would want to do it and feel happy, I would be having to work 12 plus hours a day. And you get to a point in your career where you have to prioritize your family and yourself. And that might seem selfish, but I need to spend time with my son. He's only going to be small for so long, and I want to spend as much time with him as I can. If we were in person, I would have time to prep and create lessons. It's not so much trying to figure out a way to make it accessible to the kids, right? I could create things, print them off, and we'd be done. It's not that easy with virtual learning, and I think that's what parents and people who aren't even in education don't realize, that the work that goes into virtual teaching in terms of just getting things accessible to the kids is so time consuming. And that's another thing that is breaking my spirits, because part of me is thinking, I could make this better. I really, really could. And then the other side says, you have a family. You have to do what's best for you. And so that's a big struggle. And that was kind of when the tears came last week. But moving forward, I am really trying to prioritize my time. I'm trying to be really intentional. And that's why I think these lists are really helping me. And I want to be, like I said, intentional with my time. So when I do have time to go in and create things and think about things, I am using my time wisely. So, and on top of all of this, I've never taught second grade before. So yet again, I'm learning another grade level, having to create things. It's not like I have a bunch of stuff to pull from for second grade. I've never taught second grade. And so it's just all the things. And I'm feeling all the things, and I know I'm not alone. So do me a favor down below in the comments. Let me know what state you're teaching in, the model you're in, because even if you're back in the classroom, there are struggles. It's not the way it normally is. And if you're feeling the same way. And if you're not feeling the same way, I'd still like to know, because maybe your positive mindset can help the rest of us. So yeah, I just wanted to keep it real with you guys, let you know how I was feeling. And if I'm seeming off in some vlogs, that might be why. I don't like this. This isn't what I signed up for. This isn't the job that I want to do. I'm going to keep doing it because I love my students, and that's that. And I know there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm going to quit rambling, but I love you guys, and we'll get through this. That being said, I'm going to teach you a quick art Zoom. So my kids have art with our art teacher every other Tuesday at 10:30, but to keep it consistent, I'm filling in the off Tuesday with like a mini art project. So I'm going to show you what we're doing. It's funny because one of my partners gave me this to do as like an idea. That is one thing I'm grateful for. I'm leaning on them hard. And she's very crafty and like loves this type of stuff. So I got this from her. So it's basically just a bunch of boxes. And I forget the name of this project, but it's been around forever. In theory, you start by, let me flip you around this way. So the first thing you do is you write your name. So like I did Mrs. Coates. And then the trick is you keep writing your name without skipping any boxes. So this is what it ends up looking like. And then after you have your name, then you color each letter the same color. So this is what I'm going to be doing with them at 10:30. I'm going to kind of just like teach it, show them how to do it, and then let them go and say, you can finish this before our next drop-off day, which is in October. So that's what we're going to be doing at 10:30, and then I'm doing ELA at 12:30. We haven't started our small group, so I've been doing ELA whole group, which is phonics, spelling practice, and then a whole group reading lesson, and I'm using the benchmark lessons. If you teach benchmark, oh my gosh, okay. If you guys are using benchmark, I need to show you these things, and I will link this down below because they are a lifesaver. If you teach benchmark, you know how wordy and like horrible the lessons are in terms of like the manual. Benchmark created distance learning lessons where they consolidated the whole week, and they like literally just boom, hit the teaching points, and they've consolidated them into lessons. So let me show you. So like it says grade 2, unit 1, week 3. And then this is day 1. I can't say that. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. So they do this for each one. And so they just pull out the activities from the unit that they think are the most powerful. And it's super concise and awesome. So I just printed all these out from the website and I put them in a little binder. So if you use benchmark, I will have that link down below. Even if you don't use benchmark and you're struggling with ELA and you just need something concise and to the point, it might be worth looking at. You're not going to have the text and anything, but I don't know. Maybe it might be worth a shot. So I will have that link down below. Okay. I am going to put you guys down, get ready for my next Zoom, and then I will pick you up a little bit later on. Hello, everybody. I'm back. So we just finished planning for next week, and I kind of want to show you what my planner looks like. This is not how I normally plan, but this is distance learning. So I will put here all of the lessons that I am teaching in my morning Zoom and then my afternoon Zoom. These are my lessons. And then this is what I am assigning them for the day. So these are my math lessons. Typically, I will go back through and like add anchor charts or things that I need to create for this lesson, or just like ideas. Again, this is the first time I've taught second grade. Normally, I look back on my notes from the year before so I don't like forget to do something, but whatever. And then these are the things that they're doing at home for math, and then ELA. the phonics that I'm teaching, and then the benchmark lesson that coincides. I'm going to be doing something science related next Friday, and then all of the assignments for ELA and science and social studies. So I have my next Zoom with my kiddos in about 20 minutes, and in the afternoon I do ELA. So I start with phonics. So today we are doing a closed word sort. So our spelling pattern this week is long A, so A-I, A-Y, A, and E-A. My brain is off. So we're going to do a closed sort on their whiteboards with some cards that I'm going to show them, and then we're reading a story and benchmark. I want to show you what I do with any like reading curriculum that I'm given that I'm actually using. The kids have a reader. So normally I have two. I have one that I teach from and then one that I make the key. So I go through the lesson beforehand and write all the questions that I want to ask, highlight what I want to highlight, underline what I want to underline in the key. So I have it constantly to reference. So I'm going to show you, I accidentally wrote it in the wrong one, which is no big deal because I'll just show them the other one. But like I'll show you what I'm going to do for ELA this afternoon. Okay, so this is like my key. The first thing I do is I go through and I highlight any vocabulary words that I want to talk about. So for today it's worried, colonies, declared, and defeat. So we'll go through and we'll find those words and we'll circle them. We'll talk about each of them quickly. I write them here so I don't forget. And then I read the story. So my goal with this is we read it. If it's a story, we want to know what the main idea is, the main problem. And then I always have one kind of word, work, grammar type thing that I want to point out. So today we're going to talk briefly about quotation marks. So I said we're going to circle some quotation marks. And A for me just means ask. So what do the quotation marks do? Why does the author use quotation marks? And then these are kind of my comprehension questions that I'm going to ask. We're only reading the first part of the story today. So I write my comprehension questions that I want them to think about, and then I find the answers in the text. So they're going to be underlining, and then I might have them write a couple of things in the side. And then that's what we'll do for reading today. So if I wasn't whining and complaining enough in this vlog, this is another reason why I'm not liking distance learning, because these readers are good. They have a purpose. Some I like more than others. I used this when I taught 3rd grade. But when I'm in the classroom, and you guys can more than likely agree, you have the ability to like pull so many other resources. I don't see them every day. I can't get things into their hands. I can't just create a worksheet and have them do it. Or not even a worksheet, but like I can't do any movement things. Like just all the things that I would normally love to do, I can't do. So I have to stick to this in order to teach my standards right now. And I'm just like crossing my fingers that the world just evaporates coronavirus so we can go back to normal life. Okay, I don't want to get into another rant though. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then after I teach, I want to finish prepping at least some of my other reading groups. So that's finished. We talked about what we're going to be giving them for science. We use mystery science. So we printed off the first unit of activities that we're going to send home. So yeah, a productive day. I definitely need to go and fix my list. Actually, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to check some things off and then add some different things. So I'm going to do that and then, whoa, I'm going to teach. Okay, we are almost done with the day. I finished my last Zoom. It went really well. The last thing I want to do is about 2 o'clock. I have about a half an hour of work time before I have to go pick up Cade. I finished doing one reading group like I showed you. So my goal is to finish copying for one more reading group, getting those readers stapled, and then I can finish the other 2 tomorrow. So I am going to do that now. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to go copy, and then you can watch me staple some stuff. Okay, so I have 2 of my 4 reading groups done. I have my blue and my yellow group finished, so I only have 2 more groups to do. I'm not going to do that today, though. Okay, so I am going to end this vlog here. If you enjoyed it despite my negative rant, I'm sorry, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. We are all in this together. I would love, love, love to have you a part of this community. We need each other, especially right now. Leave me a comment down below. I read every single comment. I would love to engage with you guys down there. Other than that, I love you guys so much. If you keep your head up, I promise I will do the same, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye.